Hello and welcome everyone. In this show, I'm Priyansh, your host, and this is the Priyansh Podcast. The following is a conversation with Ankan Swain, someone who has a very bright smile. I admire Ankan for his never give up attitude and his characters. Well, basically, this line is all scripted. Now, let's welcome Ankan. Hi, Ankan. Welcome to the show. It's so
Yes.
nice to be here with you. How are you?
Hi. I'm fine, Priyansh. I hope you're
Huh?
having a good day.
Had your dinner or still something?
Yeah.
Cool.
Very busy days.
I'm not that busy. I think you are busy, right? Busy with lots of
No, the
meetings.
mess is the
The mess is busy. Yeah. So, first of all, let me introduce Ankan briefly. I have known Ankan for about 2 years now. We used to work in a project called East when we were in the same club, and then COVID happened, and then we all just started enjoying our newly found freedom. And now we are back on track. So, Ankan, would you like to tell our audience a bit about yourself, like where you from and what you like, just informally?
yeah. I'm from Bhubaneswar. Currently, I'm in third year, and I'm just trying to go through college normally while trying to learn things not normally. So that's
Mhm.
all I say.
Nothing is normal these days. It's all so weird. Like the offline college which we used to have before COVID and after COVID, it feels so different now. You might have observed this, right?
Yeah, it's very weird. Like we have the COVID batch. Everyone says the COVID batch, but all the other batches right now in college are being affected too. It's very weird.
Right now the situation of COVID is like in India there are around 2000 cases every day, but in countries like Germany the cases are like skyrocketing, almost 2 lakhs cases a day. And I hope we do not get another lockdown in India.
Let's hope.
That's okay. Okay, so moving forward, I would like to ask you a question, a simple question. Who actually is Ankan Swain? Like the people know you as a student, someone you are a friend to many people, a brother, maybe a son to your mother. But what is actually Ankan? What your name stands for?
That's the Hindi word. Like
Hmm.
you may have heard the word for drawing in Hindi. That
Drawing.
that's where my name comes from. But I don't. It's a very deep question, and you ask who is Ankan. Like you said, I'm a brother. I'm a son,
Yeah.
and I don't think I don't think I have a direct answer for like who is Ankan Swain. But yeah, I see myself through relationships, I guess.
Ankan is, I cannot say it's a unique name, but it's a name which stands for something.
Yeah, I thought it was unique, and then I came to college and I saw two seniors with the same name, so I can't say it's unique.
Did you know what you wanted to do in college? Like before, when you were not in college, we have a fantasy like I will do this in college, I will do that, will so successful kind of thing. What did you think before joining college?
I was never like I didn't have my college life planned at all. It happened very last minute. So as I was going into college joining process, I just decided which branch and I went for it. I did not have any pre-planned goals or anything for any college or any branch until I
Mhm.
decided computer science and I just stuck with it.
Computer science. It's a safe bet, I think. Maybe people like have a hype like I want to go and study computer science, Indian engineering, but things are not the same. Which I personally thought what college life would be. It was very different from reality, to be honest.
It happens very different perspectives. So you don't know what to believe and what who to listen to and what to expect from your college life, and it's very different every time.
Yeah, especially when you do not have a mentor. In my case, I had none. So I was just curious. I was going through your LinkedIn profile and I just saw your profile pic. You were dressed up like you graduated from somewhere. So could you tell us what was that?
Yeah, I attended my 11th and 12th in Mother's Public School, Bhubaneswar, and that's a picture from the graduation celebration. And I use that picture because it's the picture of me that is most professional, and the only graduation like at the time I made my account, it was probably gonna be the only graduation picture I had, owing to the fact that pandemic was there and I was sure college was gonna close and we were gonna have no graduation ceremony. So like yeah, this is the only chance I uploaded. I'd even forgotten that this was there.
Yeah, you should. If you have a better pick, then you should update it, or it's best.
I
It looks
don't have
very
a better pic.
professional. Yeah. So how was your journey till date? Like, are you enjoying college like you used to enjoy when we were in the first year, or things are a bit difficult now? Like in third year, we have a heavy academic pressure compared to the previous 2 years. Hectic
Yeah.
classes, labs, assignments. Are you feeling the pressure?
Yeah, obviously the pressure is there, but it's how you balance with the other pressures. Like lab is more serious now. I
Mhm.
would say more serious. Lab is the same serious, but specific subjects require different seriousness, and we have more number of subjects now. Like we have 5 to 6, so it's changing each year, and the pressure is changing with it. But I have not seen the change. The pressure change has been gradual. I think for me, I was in just as much pressure in first year as in second year, and it has kept increasing, but I have not seen a spike. So I'm managing, I guess.
Engineering life is all about managing pressure and stress. It's less about what we study. That's what I believe.
I agree.
Yeah. So I know you are in Cuisine Club. So what got you interested to join VSSUT Cuisine Club? Or you had this intrinsic like curiosity, like I want to be a quizzer. I know answers and I will answer them.
I was a quizzer long before that. Like in my school days,
Mhm.
we had our quiz competitions that came to our schools for our schools to participate, and I represented my school. Like I went to demonstration multipurpose school in Bhubaneswar. It's an RI campus in Bhubaneswar. Many may not have heard of it, but I have represented my school and won in many quizzes in my school life. So when I came to college and saw there was a quiz club, I definitely have to join here because I always liked the experience of quizzing. It was something that had interested me from like class 6 and 5. I had those GK books, those class
Mhm.
4, 5 GK books. Those That's where it started. So it was pre-decided, I guess. I knew I was gonna join the club. It
When
was only
you
about the process and what happened after.
when you get to meet people which resonate with you, nothing can be better than them.
Yeah, exactly.
So how does your morning routine looks like? Like we engineering students do not get up in the morning. Usually we sleep at around 2 or 3, even 4. So do are you an early riser or a night owl?
No, a night owl. Like
A night owl.
I decided that in my 11th and 12th with my elder sister.
Mhm.
Like she made a routine and made me realize that I was more of a night owl. So I don't have a morning routine other than the daily chores, I guess. But mostly morning routine includes waking up, looking at the timetable, and deciding what work is left for the day. Do I have an assignment? Do I have a lab today? Which I didn't remember and slept. That's the only morning routine I can think of it every day. Everything else changes, I guess.
The time we wake up is directly proportional to what the next class we have. If it's on
Yep.
9, 9 a.m., then we'll probably wake up at 8:30 or 8:40.
If it's at 11 a.m., we wake up at 10 a.m.
That's the story the entire India follows. I can speak of boys. I'm not sure about what girls do. Okay. So recently, you also might have heard Russia-Ukraine war. So much of political speeches, debates going on. Do you have an opinion on that, or should we skip this question? Not making this a political show.
Yeah, I don't have many political opinions. Like, I just know some of the facts and I think I know some of it, but I won't like to give any political opinions without all of the knowledge, all of the facts.
Pick one side. Ukraine, Russia.
I I'd go
No,
with Ukraine.
Ukraine. So you support Ukraine.
Yeah,
I,
yeah,
I, yeah, I support Russia. Well, I have my reasons for it, and we won't go into it in this show, at
yeah,
least
yeah.
today.
We'll talk later about the phases.
Sure,
I'll love to
sure.
hear about.
This is not the first time that you will be in. This is the first time, but this won't be the last time. I'll make sure of that.
Yeah.
I will drag you in this show next time for sure. So, what are you most excited about right now, or in the past couple of days? Apart from like exams are coming, obviously semester exams are coming. Apart from that,
Who is excited about exams except for Hermione?
yeah, in the sense, it is there in our mind. Like, yeah, we have
Okay,
exams,
okay,
we have to
yeah,
study.
I get, I can get
What is
behind
in
that.
your
But
mind?
I'm mostly excited about finding a holiday so that I can go back home to my family who is finally like my sister somewhere. My family just shifted. So I'm looking forward to this weekend or the next weekend actually. Have a few holidays so I can go home. That's my excitement, I guess.
Were you there during the fests?
Sorry?
Were you there during the fests? We had around,
Yeah, I was, I was. I didn't go home. So
yeah,
I'm looking forward to go back home. I
but
guess that's it.
well, I don't know about you, but I had one of the best time of my life during the fests after so many
Yeah,
years. Like,
but it's just that it has been a it has been a for many months. The whole family has not been able to get together. Like I come home 1 week, then my sister comes home 1 week. So mostly when we get back, we just sit and talk. Like normally nothing happens. But
mm,
hopefully this April, I think if we go, I'll go and roam around the city with my sister. Hopefully that's what I'm excited for right now. I guess.
I'll pray that you get to meet them soon. And nice. So now coming back to you, Ankan Swain. What is your weirdest habit? Like, is there something which people don't know about you? Like you like for me, I crack jokes, like very, very poor jokes, which normally people do not know about me. So is there something similar for you? A weird
Yeah,
habit?
I've been told that I zone out a lot, like
So
when
now.
too much is going on, like my brain overloads, you can say. I zone out, so I've been looking at a direction and listening to nothing, listening to everything but doing nothing. So that I guess that's a weird habit.
Are you an anime fan? Anime fan? Any favorite anime?
Yes, recently,
Yes.
a recent fan. Recent fan.
Recent fan, right? Because in colleges, people usually binge watch series, some start watch animes. But I
Yeah, I
started
have
web
a lot. So I
series,
had to watch a few. So like everyone was watching some or the other. So I was like, I have to watch something. It is very fun, but I'm
peer
just not
pressure.
went on for the big ones.
Peer pressure, or you
So
just had
not really,
interest?
not really. I was very
Not
interested.
really.
I just saw how excited they were, and I can get behind that. Yeah, not peer pressure. Nobody, thankfully, nobody is pressuring me to watch stuff for hours long.
Yeah. So, what are your strengths? Like people should play on their strengths, and I'm definitely sure you will have some strengths that you think you can base your career upon. It may be anything, any specific strengths which you believe you are better than most people out there.
Not really, but I guess the only thing I can call a strength, like not a very formal answer, that says I work better under stress. I guess like to the
That's
point that
true.
I force myself to be stressed so that I can work. Like I have seen that's common with many people, but
Mhm.
that's one of my strengths. Like if I know I have an assignment in 2 days, if I convince myself that I have to finish it because I have other work, then I can work comparatively faster on that. But it's really nerve wracking and very very tiring to be stressed all the time. So I'm kind of a strength with a few drawbacks, I guess.
Yeah, that's a good point because if you do not have a timeline, a deadline, then probably no one is gonna do the work. So yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that
something.
happens.
Are you motivated like intrinsically, or you need something, a goal or a reward at the end of the task to do something? How motivated are you?
I think the reward always helps.
Reward helps.
External motivation always helps. I think I need motivation sometimes. Like I'm not always motivated. Like I will do this, I'll finish this. It takes a bit of effort to get myself motivated. I cannot. I don't have that kind of energy to like finish every task I have by myself. Like I need to say, can you remind me, or I can tell someone, tell me that I have to finish this work. That's all, just to get me motivated. I don't have it in me.
Like if someone needs a motivation to do, like even to get from bed, we mostly people use alarms, and if I do not have classes, I won't wake up, that's for sure. So classes for me act like a motivation.
Uh, if you're waiting for a motivation to wake up, like I heard someone say, decide that you'll watch a movie in the morning. Like I have to watch this. I want
Mhm.
to watch this. That's the only time I'll have free. If I wake up late, I won't be able to watch it. Like you can find out what makes you want to wake up. Like you want to watch a movie, you want to go out and eat. That can be a motivation, I guess. That's what I do. Find
Mhm.
small things that I want to do and keep them in the time so that I'm motivated to, I guess, wake up if you can use that example. So I guess that's the only thing I can.
Nice. Small things do matter a lot. Yeah. So next thing, who has been the kindest to you in this college? I cannot say, like, apart from family, of course. Any specific? I don't want you to name someone, but I,
And I think apart from family, like I won't be naming anyone, but most of my friends like have been like most of my friends, including my roommates. I hope they didn't hear this, but they have been like really kind. Like I was a very big introvert initially. Like you must have seen me. I did not talk to anyone. Like no interaction. It wasn't like I didn't want to. Just I couldn't.
Mhm.
And my roommates have really helped me with that. Like not like push me like talk to him or talk to her something, but I just finally could talk normally after living a year with my roommates. I think I'd say roommates and close friends.
They helped you come out of your comfort zone. Are you with them for
Yeah.
last for the start, or
No, in the first year we were all in different rooms and different floors. Even from the second year, I guess. Second year when we got the main hostels. From there we have been same roommates, same friends,
Mhm.
uh, close by rooms. That has been same.
Nice. I hope your friends are listening to this. If not, then they should listen to the video recording after that. They will be happy. They won't express it for sure, but they will be happy to know this. Okay. So next thing, can you tell me one best advice and one worst advice that people gave you? Like
I
if
think
you followed
like
the worst
not the
ad.
best. The best one I can remember is like I I I I I think a lot. Like I overthink. You can say I
Mhm.
overthink, but that overthinking has made me indecisive. So uh, every time that happens, my parents and my sister says like take a step back, start fresh, start thinking again, and follow the points you have already discovered, and then make a decision. Like making hasty decisions has always been the like worst mistakes I've made have been hasty decisions. So the best
Mhm.
advice is like take a step back, start fresh, and try making the decision again. And the worst advice I think we all have faced is the worst one I've heard
Mhm.
is everyone has the same problem. For example, let's say this COVID, right? You say this is very busy time. I'm not able to finish all my studies, and then someone comes along and says, "But all of your batchmates are having the same problems. Why do you have complaining?" That's the worst advice. Like they are not complaining, you shouldn't complain. That's the worst advice I've heard like in the recent few years.
It's not same for everyone. You cannot compare the prices to grains to.
Yeah, you cannot like it's everyone has problems, and like I think you can compare some problems, but saying that
Mhm.
everything is same, they're having the same problem, so you should say nothing is so saying nothing creates a lot of problems, I think.
Yeah, we should choose to ignore these advices. They do more harm than good.
Yeah.
Suppose you get a time machine. You travel back 5 years from now, and you met the younger Ankan. What one thing would you tell him to do or advise him at that point of time? First of all, like, hi, younger Ankan, how are you?
Yeah. Yeah. You reminded me of. This reminds me of like. Have you seen the new movie, The Adam Project?
Yes, I have seen. I've seen.
Like the line he says, like, be it from Guy Lombardo or from the Romans, like, it's later than you think. Like, enjoy yourself. That I think I've been very uptight for like 5 to 6 years. I guess like I've been very strict along with my parents of
Mhm.
being able to waste time, as you say, or pass time. And I'm starting to realize, like, if this goes on, I will not have much of life per se. So I think I'd say that.
I would
Like, I'd use
advise.
that quote. Enjoy yourself. It's later than you think. You will have time to study. Don't
Mhm.
worry. You will not pass everyone like with your studying. You understand your average. Enjoy the time you have.
That's a sweet advice. Like the younger Ankan would be nice to know that my future self is saying me to enjoy. All right. And people usually, like you said you have great friends. I know you have. I know them, some of them at least. But do they sometimes misunderstand you? Like, do they think or do they interpret you in a way that you don't think is right? You mean something else, but they think misunderstand you. Do I think these happens
Yeah. Like the most common misunderstanding
about you?
as a guy who wears spectacles is that I study better than everyone. That's the worst one I've heard, and I think
Hmm.
you have heard it too. Everyone who wears
Yes.
spectacles has been told that you must have studied for the exams. Why are you worried? That's, I guess, for everyone who wears spectacles. But for me, I think most people think I am indecisive, but most people think I'm very slow or judgy just because I don't say stuff sometimes because I'm thinking what I'm going to say 5 times and then not
Mhm.
saying anything. So I think some people might be misunderstanding that, but I have no proof, I guess.
And the first impression of a guy with spectacles is like, this is a nerdy guy. I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
that is changing because these days I see almost everybody with a spectacle. So I hope.
Yeah, it is changing, but it doesn't help if you have school friends who have seen you with spectacles since like you joined school. Like I have been wearing spectacles for think 16, 15 or 16 years. So everyone
That's
has
a
seen
long
me in
time.
spectacles. So everyone thinks like I have my eyes ruined from studying or something like that. It,
And that's
it
not the
doesn't
case.
help when they come to you before the exam day and say he has completed everything. Why are you worrying about it? That that is very very
Frustrating
misunderstood.
sometimes.
Yeah, very frustrating. Especially when you're trying to remember something and all you can hear from everyone around you is he remembers it. He's just acting like he doesn't know it.
That topper friend who says, I have not studied anything, still tops the exams. That's the image we have. Nice. So yeah. Any question that you think I should have asked you, but I didn't up to this point? Do you want to, like, you have anything, any problem that you see around you, which you think I can solve this, or I should at least raise my voice to address this?
And not in the sense that I can solve this, but
Mhm.
isn't it like hasn't it been like years for years like the biggest choice we have is either medical or engineering. Like I know that's changing,
Mhm.
but still a staple for education is going for engineering. And it is so common for us now to just know that an engineering guy will not get a job. Like he didn't get a job, he did engineering. It's very common. It should not be that common. Like I think doing engineering for the sake of engineering is very different for many guys, like especially in core branches. The students who are really interested in the subjects, they might not get a job because there's just a larger number of people who can do interviews better. So I think not getting a job and being an engineer who studies for 4 years and not getting anything out of it, I think it is very normal nowadays. It shouldn't be that normal. I think that's the problem I see, because in a year or so I'll be facing the same problem. So I guess
So the problem is with education system or the perspective of society towards
but the
engineering?
education system is, like, obviously you can talk about that. It has very big problems, but
Loopholes.
the whole system has some things that should change but have not. We are seeing rapid, like,
Mhm.
digital changes, at least with the pandemic, but everything else is staying the same. I think we do need changes, or else these problems will just continue to increase with the number of engineers every year. That's the big problem, I think.
Well, I read the National Education Policy 2020. It is kind of a brilliant master stroke, but to implement it, it will take around 10 years. And till that time, the experts say that we will lose the advantage that we have right now of the youth population. So the NEP is great, it at its place, but the current system gives a bit of hope. It's not perfect. No system in the world is perfect, but I myself have been very critical about the policies that government introduces. I have even read the whole policy. It's around 400 pages. It was tiresome. It took me around 1 week, but I think the work is in the right direction, and I hope to see good things in the education sector. They are even like planning to make a virtual university, a pan-India virtual university headed by the government. So I think that's a nice
Well,
initiative.
let's hope it's slow, but it arrives. Let's hope. And I do not envy you for reading the whole policy, and I'll trust your judgment on it without reading it. I'm very happy not reading it.
Yeah, I have a summary for you for 50 pages that will help you if you are ever interested to read that.
Yeah, I'll ask you for it, and I'll read it whenever I need to show someone what I'm reading.
Yeah, I'll write about it most probably in my blog. I write at Medium for people who don't know me at ZRIYANSH. Okay, promotion done. Cool. So we have talked about some cool things. Are you hungry? Acha, you had your dinner. I am hungry, kind of thing. Okay, now we are moving on to the most exciting segment of our show, and I like to call it the segment Rajma Travel. Like, don't ask me why I named it. I just named it. So I will ask you quick questions, small questions, and you have to answer in yes or no kind of thing. Starting, your favorite programming language.
C++, that's the most I know of any language. I don't have much experience with that.
Yeah, Mac versus PC versus Linux.
PC,
Cat versus dog.
cat.
I am a cat person too. Favorite movie.
I don't have one. Like,
Top
I
of
have
your
a
mind.
bunch. I
Time travel.
Yeah,
Think.
look, yeah. It's like dystopian space, time travel, spy stuff, everything from comedy parody. I have a lot of favorites. Like animated movies, a lot of
Hmm.
animated movies. I have never been able to pinpoint anyone as a favorite movie. As I said, I'm indecisive.
Yeah, that's all
But
right.
yeah,
That's
like
all right.
the classics, the space movies, Interstellar, Inception. You may have heard of Hot Fuzz. I'm just throwing out names right now. But yeah, a lot of movies. I don't have a single one.
Nice. Favorite cartoon.
Tom and Jerry, fully
Favorite
cartoon.
favorite color.
Blue.
Are you single?
Yep.
Samosa or momo? Or
Samosa.
none? Or none? Samosa.
Maybe
Right.
samosa.
Favorite sport.
Badminton.
Badminton. Okay, that's interesting because usually people in India say cricket or football sometimes.
Yeah, it's badminton or volleyball. I went with badminton because I'm better at that.
Yeah. Childhood hero.
Uh,
Shaktiman, maybe?
no, I haven't seen Shaktiman. Have you seen these? These mean a childhood without cartoons. So the only cartoon I've watched is Tom and Jerry, not even Shaktiman. So I guess I'd say astronauts in general. I guess
Astronauts. They were your childhood heroes, right?
that was a big thing. Yeah.
That was not the answer I expected, but it's a cool answer to be honest. Like during when I was small, we just had DD National and Shaktiman. There was V. I don't remember how what was that superhero, but those were our superheroes. How many languages do you speak? Okay, let me guess. Oriya, Hindi, and English. Or do
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
some?
That's a basic thing.
Okay, I understand for your silence.
No, like I know those three languages. Like I'm
Mhm.
fluent in all three, but I've been trying to learn new ones. Like part of Spanish, part German, part Japanese. I've just go through them, get stuck, and then start a new one. It's bad habit, but I want to learn languages. So I guess three plus half a language, I guess, for each.
That's all right. At least when you do you plan to go to any foreign country? Like, is that the reason you are
Yeah, I
learning
hope to travel to many foreign countries.
many
Hopefully,
foreign?
hopefully.
Nah, that will happen. That will for sure happen. I know you will do that. Okay, another silly question: BJP or Congress? I have to make this controversial. Or BJD because that's
I
regional
don't
party.
know. I don't know. I don't have enough. I don't have enough brain to even think about it. I have no opinions about that.
Yeah, as local MP of your local MLA of your constituency might knock on your door. Right. Okay, I think we are pretty much done with grinding you on these questions that I have. Okay, one more question. Do you think Google is evil? Like they provide us with so many free services. We know that they take our data. We are engineers, we know, but many people, millions of people do not know this. So do you think Google is doing good for them or is like a bit evil?
I think there's a 90% chance Google is like
90%.
there's a Mr. Google somewhere with a like you say a button that will press and he'll know everything. I think like we have seen enough movies to know that is possible, and we are at a stage that that is possible. I don't see why it's not the reality. Right? I think we can safely say Google can be evil. But
Mhm.
it is or not, I cannot say.
At least there
Google
are
might be listening.
laws.
We don't know.
Google is not gonna die, I guess. It will. It
And I
will be.
think Google can be listening, so I'm not gonna give any answers to that.
Of course, Google will listen because we are going to post this on YouTube, and I hope they do
No
not.
comments.
No comments. Yeah, nothing will happen to you. I think they will turn on my YouTube channel.
If I return, then I'm safe. Not, then you know what happened.
Right, you got to be safe when you speak on public record. Nice. So for the audience listening, this is Ankan Swain. He lives at Bhubaneswar. He, I think, just told you his address too. So if you are from Bhubaneswar, please visit my friend. He will be more than glad to have you as his guest. And he is currently just few meters away from me in his hostel. So I'll meet him tomorrow, possibly. Tomorrow is Saturday. Well,
I
it's
think we have a half day, so you can meet, I guess.
yeah, I don't remember when we have classes. Okay, any last thing which okay, so the audience which will be listening to this will be around of our age only. So do you have anything to say to them about you or any general advice?
Uh, Talk to people. Like I guess like lot of problems with our age. I think comes with people not saying stuff to everyone else. Like if you want to say something,
Mhm.
say it. Like I've seen a lot of say arguments, a lot of problems, a lot of let's just say arguments that
Mhm.
can be solved by just talking. I think that's a big problem we have with our age that we talk less, shout more. And
Yeah.
I can say that because I cannot shout. Like I don't know what to shout. So I guess my advice would be to listen to my old self who was
Mhm.
talking to my younger self about enjoying their time because this is college and after a few days you'll be like miss that too.
I think you are kind of an extrovert now. You talk like the way you answer my questions. I didn't even for a minute thought that you are an introvert. So I I hope that's good for you.
Yeah, yes, take an introvert behind a screen. Any introvert can become an extrovert. It's in group settings that you'll see my real introvert come out when you hear nothing from me for hours on end.
Yeah, I'm not too sure about that, but I hope that's good for you. Okay, some awkward silence now. And that pretty much wraps our conversation. So, what you would like to say to this? It wasn't an interview at all. It was just a casual talk show, or more like a
I don't know,
podcast.
you said it on me in interview when I see you in a formal shirt and a tie, and I was like, I'm wearing a t-shirt. I don't know what's happening. So I was very confused. But yeah, it's not an interview, I guess.
No, it's not an interview. I'm not an HR. I won't give you any job. I just do these kind of talk shows with people because I like expressing myself, talking to people. I can talk to you or other people in person, but that's not as exciting as this is, at least for me. I was kind of an introvert, but I'm not anymore. I'm not anymore. Thanks to some cool friends I have, some introvert friends and some very extrovert friends.
We all need those group of friends so that we can change from an introvert to an extrovert. Like my friends, your friends. I
Mhm.
think we needed that phase in our life.
Yeah, friends sometimes change you in a better way. So that was Ankan Swain, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and my friends. It was so nice to talk to you. Thanks for taking out the time. Okay, these are just the general lines. I don't know what to say now. Are you okay? Are you ready for one more time? Like uh, in a month or so, we can just prepare a bit more, and I can ask you a bit interesting questions that
Yeah, it could be that, or I could be in a month or so. I'd be saying the same stuff again and again. So let's get more people. Then we can maybe come back in a few months, a year. I don't know. I don't know.
no, for definitely I will call you again because I find you an interesting person and I want to dig you up, like know more about you, like in that
I
session.
didn't think I have talked for this long for a long time. Like except for outside my room, this is
Mhm.
the longest talk I have had, which is not about studies. I think that's good.
No, we don't talk about studies here, at least not now. Like in that Rubicon session, I think you were there too.
Yeah. That was a interesting session, at least to say.
You said some cool things, and from that time on, I marked you like I have to get this guy on my show. He seems interesting. You have won some Olympiads too, as I think I can
Yeah,
remember.
when you're a kid, like most of my childhood, like starting from class 3 or 4, I think I've been participating on Olympiads. But that decreased a lot after 11, 12. Everything got easier. But yeah, Olympiads, quizzes, that has been normal for me from school days. I enjoy it always.
I think someone is watching TV at your end. Cool. So I think that was
Might
our
be. I think the mic
might
is
be.
picking up something even I cannot hear.
Yeah. So that was our time with Ankan. I hope you enjoyed the thing and it was not awkward for you, right? It was totally fine.
Any conversation has its awkward moments. I cannot say it has not awkward, but yeah, it's fun. It was fun.
Sure. Then we let's see you tomorrow then. Yeah. Thanks for coming. Thanks for
Let's
the
do
time.
tomorrow.
And
Thank you for having me.
bye bye.